Welcome back everyone. As the title says, I bought some new stuff that I think you're gonna like. Now I'm lazy when it comes to camping, or should I say efficient? Yeah, efficient sounds better. But with that comes a desire to try my hardest to find ways of setting up and using my campervan with the least amount of faff, and to try find some ways that will improve my experience however small of a change it is. So today I'm heading to Northumberland, a beautiful part of the country rarely explored, with vast open spaces, quiet beaches and a distinct lack of open campsites. Before I hand you over to me, I would be eternally grateful if you could subscribe to the channel. I will love you forever if you do. So I've arrived here at Hadrian's Wall campsite in the heart of Northumberland, and I came here because the reviews online are glowing. So let's get set up and then we can have a chat about the new things that I bought for the van that makes camping that little bit more pleasurable. So I started setting up the van in the October sunshine, and I don't know about you, but I was thinking to myself, I don't think I'll ever get bored of this. Setting up the van is just part of the process of winding down, getting away from the day job and switching off. Not only that, knowing that there are a few cold beers in the fridge, dinner is super easy, and I have my fire pit to keep me warm later on too. I know camping isn't for everyone. In fact, I used to be totally against it myself. I used to say that if my accommodation wasn't already built when I got there, I wasn't staying in it. But after 5 years of owning a campervan, I finally get it. It's an adventure station that has taken me to places I simply wouldn't have gone. Not that I couldn't have, but I just wouldn't have without the van. While I was setting up, this lovely couple who live nearby popped over to the campsite with their van rusty to say hello. Thank you so much, it was super nice to chat with you both, and thank you to Dave, their friend, who got them to subscribe to the channel too. Nice. Right, so that's the van all set up, and having spoke to one of the chaps at the campsite, it would seem there's a pub not too far away. So, before I show you the new things that I've bought for the van, let's go see what this pub is like. It would be rude not to, wouldn't it? We can actually talk about one of the new things that I've bought now, which is the Garmin eTrex, hashtag not sponsored. It's the first time I'm going to use it, so let's see if it'll navigate me all the way to the pub. Lovely. I'm going to have a quick chat with you in a minute about why I bought the Garmin eTrex GPS unit, as I genuinely believe that GPS units are game changers when it comes to people like me, who get lost because they spend far too much time looking at the view and not the route ahead. Paired up with a Garmin app called Explore, I can plan any route and upload it direct to my GPS unit in minutes. Or, like this little walk, plan a route to the pub and have it automatically upload to Strava, because if it's not on Strava, it didn't happen. So why did I buy this Garmin eTrex? Link in the description below, hashtag not sponsored. When I've got Outdoor Active on my phone and I could just use that to navigate around. Coming into winter, using my phone as my primary navigation system isn't really a great idea because the cold absolutely zaps the phone battery. Now, obviously I do have power banks and I've always had them with me, but it's always been a concern. This one has got like 160 hours worth of battery life in it, probably reduced somewhat in the cold. But now I've got my phone as a backup and then this as my primary navigation system. Now when I'm in a place like the Lake District, I do carry around a paper map with me, but in this rolling hill full of farms and towns kind of landscape, don't really need a paper map. I think having the Outdoor Active app on my phone and also a dedicated GPS unit is more than enough. And although it's a relatively cheap unit, compared to some of the others anyway, and the maps aren't detailed at all, it does give you a great line. This is my first time using it on camera today. It's basically like a cycling computer, but for walking. So it keeps things a little bit safer and also fills me with knowledge that I know where I'm going this time without actually getting lost, because I'm very good at that. We have gone drastically wrong.
This can't be true.
Yet again. Some of you eagle-eyed viewers out there will have noticed it also matches the colour of my bag. Nice. Oh, and it was all yellow. So I carried on my walk to the pub, annoyingly, with the Coldplay song Yellow playing round and round in my head. Having a dedicated GPS unit like this has stopped me from checking my phone constantly as well, because there is always a temptation, certainly from my point of view, to be checking my notifications as I'm looking at the map. Where I've not looked at my phone once. My phone's in my bag, you know, and you need to get that out if there's an emergency or I need to check the actual map. Mint. And this has been spot on, absolutely spot on. Oh, up some ladders in the countryside in Northumberland. Oh, you can't say fairer than that, can you? Especially when you're on your way to a pub. What's this? Half a house? Bloody hell. At one point, that was somebody's safe haven, somebody's house with a roaring fire pit and some dinner on the table. And now it's just falling apart and becoming part of nature. Mental. I love stuff like that. I didn't go in though, just stood in the doorway filming because that roof looked like it could go at any moment. And every time I do a piece to camera, it seems that I'm walking up one of these steps onto the pub. Nice. I can see the pub from here.
I certainly could see the pub from there as I was high up a hill, heading down into the village, with the knowledge that I would have to climb back up said hill on the way back. So bear that in mind if you do this walk from the campsite. When I plan my routes, I try to avoid main roads or even the quieter roads where possible, but sometimes it's inevitable. However, I was delighted to find out that this road section was about 20 yards, and before I knew it, I was back in the fields again.
That right down past those horses, of course it is. Frickin' horses, not behind a frickin' fence. Right, let's do this.
For an outdoorsy person, you would have thought I would have been alright with animals in the countryside. I'm actually same in the sea too. Let's just jump back to this little beauty from 4 years ago to give you an idea.
What's that touching me? Ah! Oh.
So give me a huge mountain, steep drops and bad weather, but not a cow or seaweed tickling my feet.
I never thought of actually checking whether the pub was open or not. This could just be a quick there and back walk.
So the first pub that I came to was closed, and the quietness of the village really didn't give me high hopes for finding a pub that was open. So resigned to the fact that I would just be filming a few interesting buildings and this takeaway, I continued on in the hope that there would be a watering hole for me to grab a beverage from. Thankfully, this beauty was open.
It's a very quiet town, but it is Wednesday afternoon. Most people are at work and not as fortunate as I am, being able to go for walks in the countryside during the week. I get it. So while I'm sat having a pint, let's check out some stats. So direct from the van all the way to here, the Black Bull pub, is 2.74 miles, and that took me 53 minutes and 48 seconds. I don't think that's too bad. Now, the good thing about this unit is it's also measuring my YouTube miles, the stopped time. So I've stopped thus far for 17 minutes and 50 seconds, and I think that also includes looking in that abandoned house and ordering my beer here as well. Average moving time 3.1 mile an hour, and my maximum speed was 8.9 miles an hour. That might have been when I was going through that field of cows that I've got to go back through.
So like Billy No Mates, I sat outside the pub drinking my well-earned beer. I then had a lovely chat with what I think was the landlord of the pub, who told me that even though people think this is the geographical centre of Britain, it actually isn't. And that it's only been thought of as the centre of Britain since the owner of the hotel down the road decided to call it the centre of Britain to get more customers about 30 years ago.
Think of that what you will. Nice. Right then, that's the Black Bull done. Actually a really nice pub. I've had a good chat with some of the locals, I'm assuming, but I need to get back now before it gets dark, because that sun sets at I think 5:30, and it's 4:45 now, and there's about an hour walk back. So let's go through that field of cows before it gets dark. Just remember, when you do go into town and go to a pub, not to have too many, because it's uphill all the way back. Either that, or get battered and get a taxi back instead.
So having absolutely smashed it back over the fields, past the many cows to get back to the van before the sunset, I definitely got a bit of a sweat on, as you can see from my back here. But now let's crack on and show you some of the other new things that I bought for the van.
Oh, well, that was a lovely hike out to the pub and back. About 5 miles in total from this pitch all the way to the Black Bull and back again. Quite hilly as well, especially coming back out. But I think now it's about time we talked about the new stuff that I've bought. Nice. So the first one is the Garmin eTrex. Now, I'm not sponsored to say this or anything like that. I bought this with my own pennies and monies. I'll put a link in the description below to this exact one. It's not an all singing, all dancing one, but it absolutely navigated me out to the pub and back. And, you know, that's the most important thing, isn't it? It took me to the pub and brought me back. 5 miles, gave me loads of stats, lots of nerdy stats that I absolutely love, and then uploaded directly to the Garmin Connect app and also Strava. So now it's on Strava, so it definitely happened. If you want me to do a little bit more of an in-depth review or a bit more detail about this, let me know and I'll do a little midweek video about it. But yeah, I absolutely love this. It's been awesome and I highly recommend it. Nice. So you probably noticed me sporting this gilet a la Alan Partridge. I did a bit of modelling earlier, so yeah, enjoy looking at that. Now, it's just a basic gilet that has got heat pads in it with a power bank. So there's a couple of heat pads about the stomach level here, there's some on the lower back, and then my favourite one is the one just here, just at the bottom of your neck. Oh, it's so nice. When I got back, I was a little bit sweaty because I've been smashing up that hill to get back before the sunset. My coat's proper soaked. I took it off, put this on, and I am in like warmth heaven. I thought I might have to put the heater on. Turns out I didn't. I'm absolutely fine like this. It's going to come in handy, not only for when I'm on campsites without electric hookup, but also when I'm wanting to be outside chatting with people and I'm not allowed a fire pit to keep warm either. So this is going to have its multiple uses, even on walks in midwinter. I can always wear it underneath a waterproof jacket or something, and then if I get really cold when I sit down and have a sandwich, I can just switch it on. In fact, you just bear with me with the sound of the mic, because it's really close to the thing. It's on now and it's so toasty. It's just this. See, it comes with the power bank. I'll put a link in the description below. I think it were only about 30 quid. Comes with a power bank, and the other day I charged this up fully and then wore it for about 2 hours straight, and out of the 4 LEDs that are on it, you probably can't see them, it's only lost one. So this is going to get a proper good go in tonight. I'll probably leave it on for a couple of hours and see how long it lasts, but you know, worst case scenario, I just put it on charge again. You know what I mean? It's properly here. So hashtag not sponsored down in the description below if that's something that you've been looking into getting. Nice. So one thing that's been bothering me for a long time now, when I go to bed, I like to get the iPad on and also like to have a beer. Now the iPad takes up the entirety of my shelf, which means I have to hold my beer. The amount of times I've spilt beer is untrue, and then that just ruins your night's sleep. So I thought to myself, I'm going to get a wall-mounted iPad or tablet holder and then put it on the wall of many things. It sort of pulls out, you can turn it in different angles and stuff, so it means that it's freed up the space on the little flippy-uppy shelf, which is from USR Design, by the way, because I know some of you are probably going to ask, where did you get that flippy-uppy shelf from? Again, I'll put a link in the description below. It just screws in to the wall, whichever way, wherever you want to put it, obviously, and I think that's really going to come in handy when I'm sat chilling in the van on cold, wet and windy nights. Nice. Have you seen my sticker wall? It's quite nice, isn't it? And then once that gets full, I'll start using this, and then the other side. Oh, so if you see me out and about and you've got a sticker, let me know and I'll add it to the wall of fame. Nice. Anyway, on to the next thing that I've just bought for the van. I'm going to call this my little kitchen unit. Now, bear with. So I used to keep my SQ Professional, the burner, the gas, the tongs, all the associated things that you might use outdoor in the cupboards in the van. That's worked fine for the last 5 years. But space is a premium in tiny vans like these. And I thought to myself, why don't I just put them all into a box? So then when I get camped up, all I have to do is take that box and pop it down outside. Now, it seems simple, because it is, but it's just life-changing for me. It makes things so much easier. It means that all my kitchen stuff can go in there. Once I've done with it and it needs washing, I can carry that down to the pot wash, clean it, put it back in, take it back up again. It just makes things so much easier. Now, it doesn't have to be the exact box that I've bought with a little flippy downy lid and extra compartment thing with a wooden top. It can be any kind of box, but I think it's a brilliant way of being able to take your stuff out while you're camping without having the faff of going into separate cupboards and utilising all that space that you could put other things in. I've now got a 10-pack of Stella in there. You know what I mean? Priorities, guys, priorities.
I also bought this new water bottle with a built-in tap and these new thermal window blinds. The water bottle's amazing and the blinds do a great job of keeping out the light, but they're not super insulating. However, they're a lot less faff to set up than the ones with suckers that I had previously. I'll also leave a link in the description below to these bad boys too.
So what I think I'm going to do now is get my dinner on and then chill out, because I've got a big walk tomorrow morning and that'll be in next week's video for you guys. Nice.
Next week, I go on an epic and very scenic 12-mile hike along Hadrian's Wall from the campsite, visit what's left of Sycamore Gap, accidentally break into a Roman fort, and visit the most welcoming pub after 12 miles of hiking. See you guys next week, stay awesome, see you, bye.
So we've arrived at... So I have arrived at Hadrian's Wall campsite and in the heart of Northumberland. Right, cool. To make camping that little bit more pleasurable. Freaking helicopter! What are the chances? What are the chances? Guess that was a bar. Did brilliantly as well.
Just come to say hello.
Oh, hi Luna, you alright?
So, having spoken to... Wait a minute. So I'm all set up. The new things that I bought for the van. Oh, that was almost perfect. Actually, one of the new things that I've bought... Wait a minute. 1, 2, 1, 2. Cool, cool, cool. Actually, one of the new things I've bought we can talk about now. We can actually talk one of the new things that I've bought now. Right, I'll be honest with you. I think I don't like horses as much as I don't like cows. Genuinely is mint. Like, I can't be any more on the path. Right, okay. Right, it is though. It is. It's so intuitive. This is mint. And beautiful. Really nice. This is so much easier. I know, I just spat. It's fine. Let's leave it in. You watch, I'll find out that that house is like one of the most haunted houses in the UK or something. And then I won't want to go back. This is the biggest cow field I think I've ever walked through in my life.